welcome back to the Citizen channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And we have match report on a great match at the end of the day. I was a bit nervy for about 60 minutes of it until we scored the fourth. I was still nervous at 4-1, guys. It was certainly interesting, but that's just me. Obviously, I relaxed a little as the game sort of ticked down, but interesting game, wasn't it? Yeah, Molineux, 8:15 p.m, of course, on the 11th of May. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Manchester City 5. We'll take that, guys. Fantastic result on the night. And we go on to the next one with more problems, unfortunately. A sting in the tail, but we're getting there. We're dragging ourselves. We're blasting ourselves over the line, aren't we? Right, the teams, interesting. Yeah, I got 10. I was quite happy. I did say on Twitter, if we do get penalty and Mahrez isn't around to take it, because he was the only guy I got wrong. I had Mahrez playing. Obviously, Pep had us right here. So, he went against me on that one. But I got 10 right anyway. Ederson, Cancel, Ferner, Laporte, Zinchenko, Rodrigo, Gundogan, Bernardo, and Sterling, in place of Mahrez, who I had in mind, De Bruyne and Foden. So, not a bad team. Defensively, okayish, a bit lacking in pace, I thought, which did sort of come out in this game a little bit. Subs, Stefan, Ake, Jesus, Grealish, Mahrez, Egan Riley, and Betty, Palmer, and Lavia. Martin Atkinson in charge. Not a great game, but then again, I don't think we have much more to say about refs these days, do we? He's just as bad as usual. VAR with Paul Tierney, a couple of decisions, but I think fairly simple for him to make. And we go to the match report itself. 2 minutes, I think KDB let us know his intent very early, didn't he? As he whipped in a great cross that just evades Foden's outstretched boot. If only Foden was about 6'2" or something like that, and perhaps Scandinavian. But we'll soon see next time, won't we? Soon anyway. 7 minutes, and it's 1-0. Yeah, KDB sort of passes to Bernardo, who plays a lovely ball back through around the back to KDB, who slots it into that far corner. I don't think the goalkeeper was great, was Sarr. I'm not saying he had any great chances, but I don't think he was a great keeper. But 1-0 for City. A lot happier, a lot calmer, well, for a while anyway. 8 minutes, literally the hit back. I think this little pace getting in behind us sort of works. And we knew that, even with our best defence, I think Wolves had the players to get behind us. And on 8 minutes, a saving tackle from Laporte as Wolves break. I puts out for a corner, I think, the first of a couple he did in the game. 10 minutes, Bernardo was over from the angle. Yep, they either go in or they don't with Bernardo, didn't they? 11 minutes, it's 1-1. We were all over the place. I think we had 3 players in a 10-metre circle, and Wolves just had players 3 on the left. It's as though no one knew who was supposed to go out and mark him. So a collectively poor from City. But it's no wonder playing with this sort of hodgepodge defence now we're having to do, and we will have to carry on doing for the last 2 games, of course. But they had the freedom of the part, really, and took it well. And got some good players on the ball, some good skillful players. And it was Ndonka who finally put it in the net. But, we were at a bit 6s and 7s there. And, Wolves at that point were well-deserved to a 1-1 scoreline. But it didn't last long. 5 minutes later, it's 2-1. Zinchenko inside to KDB. He sort of both starts it and finishes it. He didn't particularly mean to. He sort of plays it through to Sterling, who makes a nuisance of himself, even though he didn't reach it. And the goalkeeper faffs about, and it bounces back to KDB, who smacks it. And again, the goalkeeper did well. He got a little outstretched leg to it, but it was far too powerful for him to stop, and ricocheted into the net. So 2-1. Was I happy? Yeah, of course I was happy. 24 minutes, I was even happier. It's 3-1. A brilliant individual goal. And again, Sterling was involved in a way. Please watch my player rating show, Guy. Obviously, I do have mixed feelings on Sterling's performance last night and his future, of course. I think we all think he may be on his way if they can find a buyer with just 1 year left on his contract. But again, it was Sterling who got upended. That sort of all credit to Atkinson. Play went on. Although he may not give a free kick anyway, that's probably why. And KDB just went a little jinky run and smashed it into the far corner for his hat-trick. You can argue the Wolves' defence, which was quite poor on the night, should have perhaps closed him down at some stage, but they didn't. So KDB took full advantage. And that's 24 minutes, 3 goals, a hat-trick. That can't be bad. 37 minutes, a Rodri rocket. Sadly, it took off right over the bar into another planet, I think. That was 37 minutes. 39 minutes, Mr. Cancelo, who again on the night, I didn't think quite did what I wanted him to do. Another rocket for him. So that one took a while to come down, I think. It was always going well over. Unfortunately, I think Foden was free in the middle as well. There's a problem with Mr. Cancelo. A little bit greedy at times, and he does some good approach work by not quite knowing when he should be shooting and when he should be looking for a player to pass to. But yeah, he's had an okay season, but a good season, shall I say. But last night, he's, like, for me, not one of our greatest contributors. Half-time, check my player ratings, guys. Anyway, my little thoughts on Mr. Cancelo. Half-time, 3-1. I was reasonably happy. A free-flowing game. Wolves looked quite capable in that first half. We were sort of struggling for pace. Of course we were. No rocket science there. Of course we're going to struggle for pace against a lively Wolves, young-looking team. I don't know what their average age is. But I did say when I wrote this as it is, at 3-1, yeah, but next goal is very important. You don't want it to get to 3-2, do you? That's for sure. Because we don't have the greatest record at Molineux either, so that would have made a difference. 47 minutes. Again, Sterling does it right, but it was not well offside, but it was definitely offside. You could tell that, but it managed to hit the target. Sarr perhaps sort of went through Sarr's legs and ricocheted into the goal, but unfortunately, similar to the goal he scored, was it against Liverpool 3 or 4 games ago? He was just a little bit more offside this time than he was against Liverpool, or whichever game it was. He certainly was debatable, that one. So, yeah, Pep was happy for about, 2 seconds. I was happy for, 2 seconds. But there you go. Still 3-1, still ahead. 50 minutes, yeah, the dreaded Laporte went down after a clash. I mean, the idiot Wolves fans were booing him. He definitely got a really bad sort of, the player went into his sort of leg as he fell over, and he could tell it hurt him. And for 50 minutes, he just thought, look, that's it. Laporte's going to be injured now. Well, he did manage to stay on for a while, didn't he? And he actually stayed on it for a while in the 56th minute to do another one of those last-minute tackles out for a corner. Yeah, it's a good job he did stay on for that little bit of extra time. That could have been 3-2. It could have been all hands to the pump, and who's to say what would have happened from that stage? And literally afterwards, yeah, a fantastic save from Ederson, a brilliant point-blank save. The corner came across, it bounced around a couple of times, and Cody he was for Wolves. First reaction, and Ederson just saved to his right, fantastic. But he was actually offside, which is a shame because I mean everyone slags Ederson off for his lack of saving ability, but that was fantastic save from Ederson. So I'll give him that, even though it was called for offside. He didn't know, none of the players knew. So all respect. And I did comment on here, Laporte was struggling when I written my handwritten notes. Laporte struggling that stage as well, so it looks as though he's going to be coming off. But before that, of course, thankfully, we go 4-1 up. Yeah, so 4-1 KDB again. Foden tries to find Sterling, doesn't he? But, yeah, it doesn't quite work again. And the fact that Sterling's in and around causing problems certainly had a big effect on this, even though I don't think particularly did well when he did have the ball. But rebounds for KDB. Just to plant it home, a great goal, 4-1. And sure, even at 60 minutes, I did relax a little bit, but I'm still panicky, guys. I'm a glass sometimes. Certainly at this stage of the season, where I want to win this league, I do get a bit panicky, more than perhaps I would have done 10 games ago, with respect. So please allow me to do that. 62 minutes. This time it was Ferner with the last dish tackle in the box. He sort of bit of a coming together, and the ball sort of hit his foot. And obviously there was claims for a penalty, but that had been given. We would have been a little bit upset, let's say, but this time Ferner does his bit, and Ferner looking a bit tired by this stage as well. 63 minutes, yeah, an interesting one. I don't know if the flag went up, and no one's really commented on it, but a Foden cross from the left, and it looked as though Sterling all he had to do was just run in and put it in at the far post. He seemed to give up on it on me, guys. Let me know what you think, if you remember it, or you've got some match highlights, or you can watch the live again live on City Plus. About 63 minutes, I just thought, I don't know what Sterling was doing. I just thought he could have come in and more convincingly and put the ball in the net. Just weird. He just fell across the face of the goal, and Sterling sort of give up for it. He did have, obviously, I still had more chances after that, Sterling, but very odd. 67 minutes. City break again. KDB. I mean, we could have had a bucket full. We could have had definitely could have had 10 in this game, and the goal difference would have been over, and that would be worth a point to us. Unfortunately, we didn't, so we've still got work to do in the last 2 games. But of course, Foden smacks the post. Could he have done better? Probably. A lot of people are saying, yeah, all right, Sterling missed a couple, but so did Foden. Yeah, but it's not exactly Sterling's first go at missing a couple, is it, in a game? And Foden, you've got to give him some credit. Very close to a goal, but he smacked the post. 69 minutes, another save from Eders. Yeah, long-range effort from Jimenez that Ederson managed to get his hand to and tip over the bar. I mean, if it had been De Gea, everyone would have been raving over it. 76 minutes after great play, Foden lays across for Sterling, who somehow misses it with an open goal and smashes himself into the post. So that's another one. Yeah, so don't get confused with that one and the one I was talking about earlier. This is a totally different one. This was on 76 minutes. Yeah, I mean, Foden, again, brilliant. And I say he could have had a couple of assists tonight, easily Foden. And he laid across for Sterling. I just don't know what Sterling was doing. He just sort of totally missed the ball again, as though he's took a night. Perhaps he's got contact lenses and one of them's falling. It keeps falling out. I'm not too sure. He just as always a couple of sort of misinterpreted where the ball is. That's the problem. So he smashes it, and thankfully he was okay. He bounced up, but I mean it looked a bit painful to me. A certain area of the male body that he seemed to hit, but he was fine. But how we missed it, I don't know. Let me know how we missed that one, guy. I have no idea. 77 minutes, Mahrez came on for Fern, who was flagging and apparently could be injured. Oh, God, gets worse and worse. 81 minutes, Grealish on. Foden went off. So, yeah, that was Grealish. Even in his cameo, he still annoyed Wolves, which is all we can ask. 84 minutes, yeah, another one, 5-1. A tap in for Sterling, and even then he looked as though he wanted someone else to come up and put it in. A great Grealish pass down. There's some good little interplay on the right-hand side. It ended up with a Grealish pass to Cancelo. And his shot, I think he's partly blocked by the defender and Sarr, but it spins nicely to the back. And obviously, I think Sterling, some other guy was coming in as well, but Sterling just literally walked it over the line to make it 5-1. And on a rough night for Sterling, at least it was nice for him to get a goal. 86 minutes, KDB feeds Sterling one-on-one, but he puts it wide, this time. With just the goalie to beat, doesn't even hit the target, but obviously you think of that offside one he had earlier where he sort of hit the target and it went in, but that just sort of sums up Sterling's night, I think. 89 minutes, time for KDB to smack a post. It would have been great for him to get 5 goals, wouldn't it? But he smacks the post. There's time for one last Wolves attack. And then there's one last time for Cancelo to nick in and smash one into the side netting. Again, very disappointing. Some great play again. And it sort of, I think Grealish fed Mahrez, but instead of Mahrez picking the ball up, Cancelo sort of just run in and took it off him and smacked it. And, if you're going to do that, score. If you're going to do that and hit the side netting, why do it? It just looks as though Mahrez was waiting for it to come to him. And Cancelo thought, I'm having this. I'm going for glory. And made a mess of it. But please, as I said, please check out my player rating shot. Cancelo for me last night was an odd game. So the stats, shot 7 for Wolverhampton, 3 on target, 16 for City, 5 on target. 67% possession. I did say I wanted to see City's pass completion rate up in the 90s for the last 3 games because we've got to play as a team. City's pass completion rate, 91%. That'll do for me. 83% for Wolves, which is quite high, actually. All credit to Wolves. But I said they do have some good ball players. Man of the match. No doubt about it. Is there anyone else apart from KDB? So our overall record now, played 58. We've now won 14, which isn't great, but at least it's an improvement. Drawn 13 and lost 31. Wolves going forward, a mishmash of a season for Wolves. They've always been on the fringe of Europe, but you can see from this, this game was a microcosm perhaps of their team at the moment. Their inconsistencies have cost them over the season. They look okay going forward. They got some good ball-playing players, some good, skillful players, but those defensive frailties were there to be seen last night. They were pretty awful at the back. I think we saw that. I think Bruno Lage has had one season in charge now, hasn't he? So that's his first one. I think the fans will want to see a more determined go at Europe next season, but the problem they've got with a resurgent Newcastle, of course, who are going to spend again this summer, the old big 6 plus them, it's looking very dubious that Wolves will be able to get anywhere near Europe next season unless something changes. I don't think he's going to go out and buy loads of players. He's got to make do with what he's got. But I think Wolves have to sort the defence out. I thought it was pretty awful from the goalkeeper upwards. They've not got too many injuries, so that's probably all he's got to work with. But yeah, as far as the Wolves are concerned, I think defensively they need to sort something out because they could start struggling unless there's some sort of controlled movement in the right direction as far as buying players or getting new players in there, I think. But be interesting for Wolves. As I said, I think they could end up being a bit of a mid-table team unless Leeds gets a grip of it. As far as us, yeah, a +7 goal difference. Could have been +10, 11, 12 goal difference, which, as I said, would have been worth another point for us. But it isn't. It is what it is. It's still good, as long as, obviously, we don't do anything stupid against West Ham. Of course, we'll have to see what team we're going to pick. But, of course, more in that in my West Ham preview, which will be out very soon as these games come thick and fast. Well, certainly that one. And then we have a bit of rest till the last one, don't we? An injury to Laporte, probably an injury to Ferner as well, who looked tired as well as being possibly injured. So overall, we did on the day look a bit short of pace. Would you be willing to put Mbeti back in there rather than Rodri? I probably would. I think from physicality wise, I think Mbeti will be okay. As Rodri does his job, if Rodri can do his job as a defensive midfielder, we should be okay. If he's not going to do it, then we might be struggling. But I'd rather perhaps Mbeti in there than Rodri back for centre half. But as I said, we'll talk the West Ham game anyway. But a bit disappointing. Great win, but again, as in the last win we got where we lost a player, we've possibly lost 2 this time. So fortunately, we've only got 2 games left, so that we've got 3 points clear. So fortunately, it's still in our hands, guys, isn't it? So we can do all right. And yeah, obviously we could have done better up front, but KDB, what a performance, fantastic. KDB can't do everything, of course, but what a brilliant thing. Look at my player ratings, guys. No one ever deserves a 10 apart from Aguero for that 93-20 moment, but see what I'll give him. See what Stuart gives him as well, quite interestingly, from the Manchester Evening News in there. So there you go. Please check out our player ratings show, and I'll be back, of course, with a preview of the West Ham game. The History Boys show for the West Ham game will be out at some stage. It's already done and dusted in the can, so check out that as I go back to 1996, March 1996 for the West Ham City game. Not the greatest result, but interesting game nonetheless. And please check out, obviously, a couple of odd shows to go. I got another win with this game, but I was let down on a couple. But that's my own fault. So check out the odd show as well. So hope you enjoyed that anyway, guys. Till the next time we meet, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.